Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and we're going to begin laying down. And we're going to have a bolster or a blanket, a long, narrow support under the tailbone. Just to tip the tailbone up, and it'll lengthen your lower back. And then feet together, soles of the feet together, knees wide in Baddha Konasana. Arms out a little from your torso, palms facing up. And giving yourself time and space to bring your focus to your breathing. Noticing how your breath feels, the movement, the texture. If there's any particular environmental effect you can feel on the breath. And how your body feels around the breath. If you're holding the tension of just getting organized for this practice. And so seeing if you can let go of any unnecessary tension. In your face and your throat, your whole body. Lovely. And we're going to bring the legs in and lift the hips a little so you can take out your blanket. Let's begin with the legs bent and the feet on the floor, hip width parallel. Hug in your right knee. Good. And then take hold of the foot so that your knee is deeply bent. You're trying to bring your knee as close to your shoulder, right shoulder, as you can. So we'll just hold that and notice where it feels difficult. If you're not reaching your foot, hold your thigh. And we try to coax the toes a little further overhead, just finding that feeling of resistance. Good. And now we're going to take that bent leg that is feeling the stretch and take it across to the left side. So hopefully you feel that in the outside of your right hip. Good. And then over to the right side. Feel the core of your body stabilize to keep your left hip on the floor. Oh, excuse me. And across your body again to keep the stretch in your leg. Good. And over to the right side. Nice work. Release that side and hug in your left knee. And then we bring the foot, sole of the foot, sort of parallel to the ceiling. And we're bringing the knee, the left knee towards the left shoulder or the floor there. And holding where it makes sense behind your thigh, or you're holding your leg or your foot. But we want to feel a stretch in that leg. So try to take the toes overhead a little bit. Good. So we starting to wake up that stretch feeling. And we'll take the left leg across to the right side, holding and noticing where the body starts to stretch and open, the outside of the left hip. Finding your breath. Good, and then that leg out to the left, so left leg left. Good, and you're just looking for a stretch that feels good here at the beginning of the With your focus on your breathing, take the left leg across to the right again, stretching in a way that feels good for you. And over to nice, and releasing that leg. We'll take the hands in front of the face, interlock your fingers, press the palms up to the ceiling. Good, and then we'll gently take the arms overhead, and we're trying to keep that nice feeling of alignment in the back body because the floor is supporting, but we want to keep the shoulders wide. So make space for the arms to reach towards the floor, and we'll press out through the palms of the hands and relax the neck. Good, and then releasing that side and interlock your fingers the other way. The other index finger closer to your face. Press out through the palm. Good. So make sure when you take your arms towards the floor that you widen the collarbones, widen between the shoulders. Make space for your shoulders and breathing. And pressing out through the index fingers. Lovely. And then releasing. We're going to take the legs straight up to the ceiling and the arms straight up to the ceiling and press your lower back into the floor. So when you press your back, you can feel the core of the body switching on now. Nice work. We're going to make our circles. So the toes are going to draw a circle in the air just above the toes. And they're going in one direction. See if you can get your arms to go in the opposite direction. And they're going to draw a circle. Now, the smaller the circles are, the less work for the core body. The bigger the circles get, then the more work. So I want you to find where it feels good for your body to work. Whoa. And we're trying to stabilize and keep the lower back pressing to the floor. And the other direction. Nice work. Hug your knees into your chest. We're going to take happy baby pose. So if you reach your arms up on the inside of your legs and your legs are bent, and you can hold your feet. Relax your back, relax your belly. We'll rock a little bit from side to side. Taking left leg to straight, and then right leg to straight. So alternating, straightening your leg. Nice work. Limbs straight up again. So toes pointing up to the ceiling, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling. Press your lower back. Good. And this time we're just going to take the limbs away from center. So legs towards the floor, arms towards the floor. You don't have to go all the way to the floor to feel the work of the core. So I want you to press your back and find that good strengthening feeling for the front core, side core of the body. So just up and down and breathing. Very nice work. Take happy baby pose again. It's a lovely posture for relaxing the core of the body. So let your belly just relax. Good. And let's try that, straightening the left leg and really try to feel your stretch. Breathe deeply into the belly, relaxing there, feeling that nice intense stretch in your left leg. Good, and then bend that one and the right leg stretching. Breathing deeply into the belly. Lovely work. And then we're going to put the legs up, but this time we're going to bend at the knees. So your knees are over your hips and your arms straight up. And we're going to do opposite limbs now. Press your lower back into the floor. Left leg straightens and right leg moves towards the floor overhead. And you don't have to make a really big movement again. You just find where it works for your core. So we're going to keep the lower back pressing, but reach the limbs away from center. And it's opposite limbs. So if it's right hand, it's left leg. If it's left arm, it's right leg. Pressing your lower back and feeling that engagement of the core body. Lovely work. Keep breathing. Ooh. One more each side. Hug your knees in. Good. We're going to take happy baby pose again. Letting your belly relax. Really stretch the knees down towards the floor or move them in that direction. And we're going to try and straighten both legs. Finding that feeling of resistance in the back of the leg. But breathing, relaxing the belly, relaxing the hips. Face and throat. Nice work. Okay. We're going to put the feet on the floor and just relax the core of the body, the spine for a moment. Feeling your flow of breath. Let's hold the elbows this time and take the elbows towards the floor overhead. And again, make space for your shoulders. So you might have to wiggle your torso a little bit from side to side to move your shoulder blades closer to your back waist. But as the elbows head towards the floor, we want the shoulders to feel spacious. Relaxing face and throat. Just finding that nice stretch for the ribs and the belly. And then pick up your arms so you can change which forearm is on top and taking the arms back and feeling that spaciousness in your shoulders. In the ribs and the belly relaxing now. Lovely work. Releasing and rolling over to your right side and forward Virasana. So big toes touching and knees as wide as makes your belly comfortable when you reach forward. I love being able to rest the forehead here. So if your forehead doesn't reach the floor, make yourself a little forehead support, whatever that might be. So you can always roll a little blanket or towel. Always encouraging your forehead as close to the floor as your body allows, but having something to rest onto. Good. And breathing so you can feel the ribs move with the breath. Mm. Noticing if the back is tight in places, just allowing the breath to lengthen the spine, make space for the spine and the muscles either side. Beautiful. Let's walk the arms over or the hands over to the right. So you go as far as you can off your mat and you reach with your left hand as far as you can. And that's going to stretch the left lower back and left ribs a little more. So find your breath and feel your body becoming spacious around that breath, particularly in the places that are stretching. Keep the neck relaxed here. Mm. Good. And then over to the left side and really reach with your right arm so that you can feel a bigger stretch in the right side of your body, right lower back. Mm. Finding the breath and the body becoming spacious around the breath. Lovely. And then back to center. Maybe your forehead reaches a little closer to the floor now. And from here, downward facing dog pose. So I'm going to walk the knees in, hands about shoulder width. Give your fingers a nice big wide stretch. Elbows a little bit bent. Tuck the toes under and lifting your hips. We're going to keep the knees bent and work on that movement of the shoulders. Imagine your shoulders are as wide as they can be. So more space between the collarbones, more space between the shoulder blades. Let your head just hang down. And with each breath, we're going to bring the chest a little closer to the legs. And when you inhale, feel the body becoming spacious with the breath. As you exhale, opening the armpits, the chest, moving the chest towards the legs. Inhaling, becoming spacious, making room where you need to for your shoulders. Couple more deep breaths like that. So we'll just keep the legs bent and really working on the movement of the shoulders. Lovely work. Knees to the floor. And we're going to walk the hands further forward and bring the chest towards the floor. Now that's going to lengthen the armpits. Bringing the spine towards the front torso. Mm. Mm. Nice work. And then walk the hands back, downward facing dog pose again. And this time we're going to stretch the legs. So lifting your hips high. Good. Let's see if we can bring that space into the armpits and the shoulders. And we're going to straighten one leg at a time. So left leg presses down and even turn your torso to look under your left armpit. And you'll feel the right side, the right armpit, the right ribs are lengthening. Good. And then if you do the opposite, press your right heel, look under your right arm. You'll feel the left ribs lengthening. And we're going to keep doing that from side to side. So whole body searching for length and space. Feeling the flow of the breath. Good. Center yourself and press both heels down to the floor. Notice where the resistance is, where the back body starts to spring up towards the ceiling. And we're trying to embed the bones of the spine forward here. Press the fingerprints, the base of the index fingers. Nice work. Let's bring the knees to the floor now, and we're going to rest the arms into child's pose. So resting in your version of child's pose. Finding the flow of your breath. Beautiful. And we're going to reach behind us from child's pose with the left hand. And you're going to reach your left arm all the way over towards your right hip. You might be able to hold your clothing near there. Good. And then we're going to take the right hand over to the left side of the mat. So we get a nice turn in the ribs and the lower back now. And then we're going to reverse that. So bring your right hand behind you. Coax the right hand over to the left hip and holding on to your clothing or something appropriate there. And we're going to reach the left hand out in front and over to the right side of the mat. And we will try to turn the torso to the right side, finding each breath. Nice work. Bring both arms out in front, forward Virasana. Lovely. Downward facing dog pose. Pressing the heels down to the floor or in that direction. Lengthening the chest and the armpits. Pressing the fingerprints. Good. Let's take the opportunity now to take those tiny little steps forward where you're really trying to press your heels down. So you want to feel the stretch, the biggest stretch you can in the back of the legs. So little steps. And at some point it starts to feel really awkward. Just come up when you run out of room, but as many little steps as you can treat yourself to. And then we're going to roll arms out. Tadasana. Okay, standing at the front of your mat. Tadasana. We're going to bring the hands in front of the heart and press them. And bring the shoulder blades down. Bend your knees. Step your left foot back. So we're going to take a stance where the back heel presses down to the floor. Good. Let's reach the heart forward now, the hands, the heart forward. And stop where you feel your big stretch start to happen. So it's probably going to be in your right, the outside of your right hip. So let's stop there and feel that we're really stable across the pelvis so it feels level to the floor. And you can embed the bones of the spine forward, and you could look forward and feel the back bend shape in your spine rather than a rainbow. Lovely. Now we're going to bend the front knee, and we're just going to bring a little more weight over the front leg so you lift up onto your tiptoes of your back foot. Good. And then we place the left heel back down onto the floor, straighten your front leg. So we take that sequence a few times. So we're going to bend the front leg, lift up onto the toes of your left foot. We're holding really stable the core of the body, the feeling of the bones of the spine pressing forward. Good, a couple more times. Ooh. Straightening the front leg when you come back. Good, one more. Lovely. And we're going to lift up now. And let's step the left foot forward and balance on the right. We're just taking that little part of the movement that's difficult for most people, me included, and strengthening the stabilizer of that right hip. So let's feel nice and stable now with the left foot off the floor. Good, and before you put the foot down, find just where you're going to place it. And then transfer your weight. Release your arms. Tadasana. All right, we're going to do the second side. Palms together in front of the heart. Press them and active arms so you can draw your shoulder blades down. Stepping back with the right foot. And we want a distance where you've got your right heel on the floor. And you're feeling nice and stable. So from side to side, your feet might be hip width, or they can be a little bit wider if you feel wobbly. Good, and we're going to start to bring the torso forward, straight legs here. And stop at that point where you start to feel your nice big resistance. So you want to start to feel a stretch in the outside of your left hip. We keep the hips level to the floor, but we're looking forward and embedding the bones of the spine forward so they're not making a rainbow shape. Nice work. All right, now from here, keeping the hips stable, we're going to bend the left leg and you reach your torso forward so the back foot is going to come up onto the tip toes, helping to bring you even further forward over that front leg. And then back heel goes back, front leg straighten. Good. Whoop, got a cramp. And then we're going to go again, nice and stable, bending the front leg, lifting right up onto the tiptoes of the back foot. Oh, I'm not as stable on this side. Pressing back, we're going to do 2 more of those. Good. Bending the front leg, lifting up onto the tiptoes of the right foot. Ooh, and then pressing the heel back, straightening the front leg. And last one. And then lifting up. And we're going to step forward. And try to balance on that very wobbly leg. And before you place your foot down, find where you're going to put it. Width parallel. Feet landing in Tadasana. Lovely. We're going to come into a forward bend now. Bring the hands at the hip crease and reach the torso as far forward as you can to get the stretch in the back of the legs. And then put your hands where they're going to support the feeling of your healthy spine. So you don't want to be making the skin taut anywhere along the spine. So embedding the bones of the spine forward. And then we're going to straighten the legs one at a time. Straightening one at a time. Waking up that stretch up and down through the hamstrings. You might find that you can reach your hands further forward or further down as the legs start to stretch. All right, try both together. So straightening both legs, lifting the kneecap, and looking forward. Feel the bones of your spine pressing forward. Taking that deep. Lovely. And then bend the knees. And we're going to roll up. And take the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Tadasana. Palms of the hands together in front of the heart. Bones of the spine embedding forward. Finding your balance. We're going to take the left leg, reach it back behind you. And we're going to keep the hips level to the floor to begin with. The front leg's a little bit bent. You're going to check it out. Can you lift your left toes off the floor and be balanced? And if not, just keep your tips, the skin of the toes touching the floor. Otherwise, you lift the left leg. And we're going to turn the torso, lift the left hip. So we're changing the direction of the hips now. Lift the left hip so you're looking to the left. Good. Back to center. And then dropping the left hip and turning your torso to the right. And we're going to keep going from side to side. And if you'd like to add some weight to what you're doing, take the arms straight out from the chest. Whoa. Ooh, we're going to do one more on each side because it's becoming difficult. Looking for that nice muscular fatigue. And before you place your foot down, left foot, find where you're going to place it. Tadasana. Oh, nice work. Finding your mountain pose. Relaxing the shoulder blades down. Feeling balanced. Skull balanced over the spine. Great. Hands in front of the heart. Bones of the spine embedding forward. Bend your legs a little and reach your right toes back. So you can stay on your tippy toes or you can lift the leg off the floor. We're going to lift the right hip. Turn the torso to look to the right. Dropping the right hip now. Turning your ribs to look to the left. And keep going. Stable hips. Strong core. You can make airplane arms if you want to make it a little harder. Just adds leverage and weight. The core has to work harder to stabilize. All right, last cycle. Hands back to the heart. Stepping your right foot forward and then discover where you're going to land before you land there. Tadasana. Arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Uttanasana. Standing forward bend. And then we're going to bring the sit bones towards the heels as if for a squat. And it might be mini. Maybe you can get your sit bones quite close to your heels, but I want you to keep your heels on the floor. Aha, that's a different proposition. So you only go so far as you can do that and keeping the legs parallel. Then we press into the heels and we're back into our forward bend. So we're going to make that towards squatting position. So heels towards, sit bones towards the heels. Good, and then back into your forward bend. And keeping the legs parallel here. So it might only be a small movement. Okay, nice work. Now turn the toes out. You can even take the feet a little bit wider if that feels better. And try it again. You'll probably be able to bring your sit bones closer to your heels. Keep your heels on the floor. And when you lift up, it's a funny kind of forward bend because your feet aren't parallel, but keep the bones of the spine embedding forward. Again, squatting, pressing the heels down, and then a forward bend without making a rainbow shape in your back. Good. Squatting and forward bend. Good. And if you feel confident, you can try sitting in your neck from your next squat without falling over, or else help yourself to sit down onto the floor. Just that last little bit. All right, we're going to sit up onto a blanket. Give yourself a little bit of height under your hips when you do your seated poses. It really makes them more accessible. So a little bit of height under your sit bones, legs out straight. We've been working on our half lotus. Let's pick up the left foot and hold with the right hand, and we're going to take the leg across the body. It's like we did lying down at the beginning. And see if you can bring the bones of the spine forward and feel ease in your seated spine, even though the leg is doing something awkward. All right. Put your foot in your arc of movement. So it might be on the floor, maybe on the thigh, maybe in front of the hip. And we'll turn to the left side. Take your right hand and hold your left leg. Put your left arm behind you, and we reach across as though you could take hold of your toes or clothing in that direction and turning the ribs. And we're going to find the breath and feeling the body becoming spacious and lengthened around that breath. To center, and let's swap sides. So legs out straight, sitting tall, finding an ease to your spine as you sit. Good. Pick up your right leg, hold your right foot with your left hand, coaxing a little movement into your hip joint by moving the lower leg around. Good. And then finding where your foot is going to sit in this moment in your arc of movement. So it might be on the floor, might be on your thigh or higher along the thigh, or even in front of the left hip. And we're going to turn to the right side, the left hand on your right leg, and reach with your right arm behind you, just so you could take hold of your toes. I'm going to hold my clothing. Where the arm binds behind your back are your kidneys. See if you can lift them and draw them forward. The spine forward. Finding your breath. And then releasing. We're going to take a seated forward bend, and it might be cross leg or wide leg, depending on your knees. Hands behind the hips to begin, and bring the spine forward, bring the torso forward. We're trying to avoid that feeling of tense skin along the spine. And then put your hands where it is sensible for you to support your chest. So you can keep it behind the hips or out in front. Finding some deep breath now. cross-legged people, come up and change the cross of your leg. Go again. And then coming up, we're going to sit tall and bring the hands in front of the heart. Feeling the flow of breath and the spaciousness of your body around that breath. Take the feeling